How is everybody doing? It is so hot. I need to get into this video, honey, because the chips are falling and things are coming out, okay? So let's get into this video because there is an exclusive video that has been released of this freak off worker, and he is singing like a...
Please, I don't have any time for any gossip now. Eh? Yes.
Okay, y'all, let's get into it. Let's get into it, okay? Because there has been a video that dropped, and I'm just like, what's going on? Tasha K does an interview with this worker. Now, we're not going to get into the whole entire video. Go on over there on Tasha K and check it out. But I did want to get into just a little bit of it because it was rather interesting. So let's just get into just a little bit of it. What I liked about this guy in his interview, he definitely was not Team Diddy because he talked about the abuse, which is all we really know that happened. I mean, we saw that, but he gets into some specific details that make you want to say, So let's kind of get into it. This video is courtesy of Tasha K. If you want to see the full video, go check that out on Tasha K's channel, Unwind with Tasha K.
He did a lot of bad stuff. He's horribly abusive to women. We all know this. This is his track record, but he does not deserve an unfair trial. And if there's evidence that says that Cassie's involved, they should not be holding that to make her look like this holier than art thou battered woman. He was abusive. He was abusive, but he wasn't abusive because she didn't want to have sex. That's the exact opposite. He was abusive because he would catch us having sex.
So he definitely was abusive, but we didn't really need to know that. We saw that. So this is not about whether he was abusive or not. I think we probably all know that. I think what was trying to be displayed is the abuse was because she didn't want to do specific stuff. But that's not what this guy is saying. And keep in mind, he said he was a freak off worker for 8-10 years. Don't quote me on it, but go check out the full video.
Behind his back. She would emasculate him about his penis size because he's not that big. She would always get smart with him. And Diddy, from what I saw, Diddy is although he's incredibly successful, he's incredibly insecure. His ego is on everything. He would compete with me to try to sleep with Cassie better than me while he was paying me to do it, which was insane. An example, let's say I'm having sex with her. She comes, she's laying in the bed. She's like, oh my God, shaking. I usually would get up and stand off to the side to let him watch her react to coming. He would jump on top of her right after and try to have sex with her, I guess, to make her come again. Now, I'm 3 times larger than him, I would probably say, just off a glance. I never had a sexual relationship with him. I need to say that because you have a...
Okay, so this is starting to make sense. And I mean, we heard a little ramblings in the news. It seems like he may have a little, smaller parts. And maybe that's where all of the swinging stuff comes from. I don't know. But according to this man, this is what he said. I mean,
keep going.
In a room with this guy for 8 years. So it's like playing on basketball. When you're walking around with people in the basketball team, you're going to see things you don't want to see. So unfortunately, I saw Seancombs' member. It's not big. So I believe Cassie when she said, yo, listen, my husband has a small penis. I'm hiring you because you can satisfy me. He likes to watch. I had absolutely no reason to doubt that she was telling the truth to that.
Did he have a micro penis or something?
Oh, girl. Did she just say, do we got a micro? I don't know the difference. Small, micro. I don't know, girl. But why you ask that man, do he have a micro pee-pee? Like, I thought it was small, big. I mean, what she mean? Girl.
It just was small, he big pockets, little member. That's just what it was, man. He big pockets, and women don't care. No disrespect. Women don't care when you got a lot of money. Listen, you got a lot of money. We can.
The lies.
Get around that. He got enough money. She was a young, horny girl. She liked to have sex. And this was the arrangement. He took her around. They would have these freak-offs because she was into the swinger lifestyle. She tried to take me to strip clubs. She invited me to swinger parties. She would talk to me about the lifestyle and how her and Sean like to some.
So he's saying that it was all about the package was small. So, I can't satisfy you. I'm gonna get somebody else to do it. I don't know. Would y'all be down with that? I mean, that seems like a lot, but let's get into it.
Sometimes get together and get with other couples. So I was completely dumbfounded when I heard the fact that she was saying she was made to have these sexual relationships. And I'm like,
Okay, now I didn't follow everything of this Diddy story because, as I told y'all, it was exhausting to me to even listen to. But I'm hearing this again. Like, okay, now I heard that she said she was forced, but hey, I didn't see that. So why these people keep saying this? Okay, what they talking?
when? I saw you being forced. I never saw you being afraid. The only time I saw you afraid is when he would catch you nutting behind his back when you told me to do it. So what are you talking about,
Nothing behind his back. So which means like
good example. I remember a situation, he got a phone call. So the rules of these freak offs or swinger parties was if he's watching as a voyeur, we can't do anything sexually when he's not there. And that's a basic trust issue between men and women who are involved in a swinger relationship. If you allow someone in your bedroom, you're expecting that person to follow the rules. Usually, if you're dealing with a couple where the man is consenting to you sleeping with his wife, the man is in control of that situation.
So what this guy is pretty much saying is they had an agreement. And the agreement was as long as he was present, but they were not supposed to be doing it behind his back. I guess as long as he watching, it ain't cheating, I guess.
So if he doesn't want you to do it with wife, you can't. That's just the swinger lifestyle. And anyone who knows about the swinger lifestyle knows I'm telling the truth. If you've gone out and got someone in your bedroom, let's say for your husband, even if the woman likes the guy, she still has to defer to her husband, because when that man leaves, you still got to live with your husband. It's common sense. So this is what Cassie would do. She would defer to Diddy just to make sure he was okay with the fact that she was giving me head, that she might want to keep having sex. And Cassie was insatiable. Diddy never made her have sex with. He never insinuated, yo, why don't you take some D? He never said that. She would go, she would tell him I'm ready. He would say, okay, you could start. He would watch, but he would be more of a protector.
Now, here's the deal. Everybody gonna have their different experiences. Now, there was one that said that it was a fight. Who knows what that was all about? But this is my thing. Why wasn't this guy called to be a witness? He was not called to be a witness, which is crazy considering if a crime was committed, hey, talk to everybody. But now listening to him, and then if you go back and watch this interview, it seems like he wasn't called because his story would be a little bit different. And I know some people will say, okay, well, why didn't the prosecution, or I'm sorry, why didn't the defense call this guy? I don't know. I'm not a lawyer, but apparently they felt and knew that they were more than likely I don't know. Maybe they didn't call because they felt like they had done everything. But I believe he did say in this interview that the reason that they didn't call him was because he was initially going to be a state witness. But even being a state witness, you're really supposed to tell the truth. So I think he mentioned something about maybe they didn't know what he was going to say. I don't know. Y'all got to check out the interview. But let's watch about a couple more minutes of it.
He would make sure nothing happened to her. He was incredibly protective of her.
They didn't put you or Rico on the stand.
No, because they knew we were going to say that she was complicit. And it's nothing wrong with her being complicit. He's still guilty of sex trafficking. Like, look at all the stuff they're exposing. In order to be guilty of sex trafficking.
Okay, and we can stop it right there. And that's what I kind of liked about this interview. This guy was not like, a Diddy fan, or he wasn't like, feeling like he was, on Diddy's side. He's telling about his experience. He says, well, listen, he never forced her, but I still feel like he did that. And it seemed like that's what a bunch of y'all feel like as well. But listening to his perspective, saying, listen, I was there. I never saw that. He said he never saw it either. He also gives explicit details, which is very interesting because if you guys listen to the trial, there were stuff exposed with regards to Cassie saying that Diddy forced her to have sex when she was on her period. Now, this guy recounts a situation where he says that Cassie jumped on him. And I know people been in the comments saying he ugly and all of that and all of that. Listen, y'all got to understand, we don't know what this man looked like, back then. And in all honesty, I don't know what they judge these people on. I mean, I really can't tell you. So I don't know if his looks really matter. I don't know about, any of that. So I know y'all gonna be like, oh, he looked like this. I don't think that really matters. I mean, I don't think the purpose of these workers were to have a relationship with them other than they come and fulfill whatever the purpose is that they're there for. So I don't know what they need to look like, but I mean, I wouldn't be able to tell you that. But this is his perspective of what happened. And he said that he had actually talked to the government, but the government never called him. And this is part of what I'm saying. Like, why does it feel like they didn't present everybody because they wanted to paint a narrative? And it just seems like the jury did not buy it, because they didn't. And according to what he's saying and according to what was said, he said it definitely was not a forced situation. At least from when he was with Cassie, he never saw anything of force. So it's just very interesting that this is what their account was of what they participated in. And who are we to tell somebody what their experience was because maybe you want to paint a certain narrative? Because whatever it is, it is. That's why I choose to just say what, like what he's saying, opposed to getting on my platform like a lot of other people just make up lies. It just seems like, I just learned with YouTube, which is very disgusting, by the way. That's why I said, you know what, I'm just going to build my platform and start putting out more videos that speak about what's really going on versus creating lies. Because I noticed that creators will make up a whole lie and y'all will believe it. And I said, what is going on? But this is his story. This is his story. This is what he said. I'm not going to try to figure it out to say, is this man lying? This is his story. This is what he said. And this is what he said that happens. We wasn't there.
Queen of the plot, hit that bell 'cause the tea don't stop.